Hey all, we are at Kentucky in the Xfinity series, and what's interesting about me watching this is I ran my Kentucky race in the Cup Series, single season championship 2-by, and I could barely keep up. Qualified 15th, ran 15th most of the race, and I think I ended up finally at the end after adjusting all race with a 13th place finish. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, we definitely need to revisit the Xfinity setup and see where the hell I went wrong with the Cup version of it. The racing is different, it's a different package, but I'm just slow. I'm hitting, 31.4s here, which are great, and I'm hitting 31.4s in Cup, so it's like, yeah, which is slow. And no, I don't have a great car here. I have that, I guess, top 5 kind of car, and I didn't start out that way. I adjusted into it. One of the things, if you've been following my videos, the theme is wedge, and I started off with a 49.1 wedge like I have been in most of these races, not just setting at 49.6 and just going from there. But, seeing how it is in the first stage or till the first pit stop and then adjusting from there. So I got up to 49.6 and it's handling much, much better. But I still got a little bit of looseness. I still got a little bit of, stuff going on that's not what I want. Sorry about the messaging there if you heard that. Sometimes people want to talk to me. It's amazing. I'm amazed, but anyway. Yeah, so as you can see here, I got it adjusted pretty good. We got nice tire temps all around. What I was looking at is later on, if you watch the right side tire temps, see how they're nice and tame and stuff? Well, tires tend to work best in the 220 to 230 temperature range. I guess you could take it up to like 235 to 240 even if it's just a little bit in the turns. But when you get over 230, they start to wear a little bit more. Tires burn up. They're rubber. The hotter the tires get, the greasier they get. The greasier they get, the hotter they get. The hotter they get, the quicker they start wearing, or the more they wear. So to maintain grip, you want tire temps, but you don't want too much and you don't want too little. Like the left side tires here, see, left sides in the big series trucks, Xfinity and Cup, you get 2 different types of tires. The left sides tend to be stickier, and they can run a lower tire temp and because of it. So these tire temps are fine, but you can still get them up to 220 to 230 for more grip if you want, or But what I try to do at the big tracks is, you see on the right side, the middle tire temps are higher than the outside tire temps, both sides. And then on the left side, if you see, they're more even, with the middle temps typically being a little bit less. And now I'm seeing that the left rear is kind of like, a degree or 2 higher. That's okay. It's probably because I'm running a pound higher tire temp on the left rear. But I just noticed at this track, that's kind of like what you want. You want even, or you want middle tire temps on the left, because that'll give you more grip because of the nature of the tire that they're giving you. And then on the right side, because it's a super fast track, you kind of want that middle to be a little bit higher, which gives you a little less contact patch, which is a little bit less rolling friction. It gives you a little bit more speed down the straightaways. It's kind of a balance, you don't have to do it that way, but I find if you try to balance the right side tires too much, they tend to slow you down in the turns too much. So here I got a nice balance going on at the moment. But as you can see, the right rear is getting up there, and the right front also just peaked there, going through the flatter, longer turns 3 and 4. See, that's not good because, you know, now I'm starting to get some weird things going on. I don't have as much grip on the right-hand side. So I need all that grip on the left-hand side. So I got to work on that. I'd like it to ideally not get above 240. And if it does, to any degree, get above 240 in the turns only and not for very long, because it's kind of hard to not get the temps up. I mean, I watch some guys run really fast laps, and their middle tire temps are in the 260s all the time. I don't know how the tire wear is, but there's some fast laps. Me, I like to balance everything. You know, if I'm going for a qualifying setup, I'm gonna, you know, pull out all the stops, every trick I know, and, you know, work on it to the nth degree. But, you know, you want to work on a race setup first, because it doesn't matter how fast, you know, you qualify. You could be sitting on the pole and then drop like a rock in the first lap to 20th place. That's no fun. So I always work on my race setups first, and I get them decent. You know, I get them up to like a top 10, and then I start worrying about qualifying setups. Otherwise, for a qualifying setup, I might just take the race setup, put a half pound or a pound of air in overall, depending, and then you know, bump the tape up, and then just, you know, adjust it back down for the race. Because qualifying setups can be quite different, and Winston Cup, or Cup in general, in those days were notorious for having a completely different qualifying setup. Today, half the races about are impound races, which means that whatever you qualify with, you have to start the race with. So, you know, I think they let you take tape off, and I think they let you do air pressure and track bar, but I don't think they let you do anything else. So whatever gear you're qualifying in, that's what you're running in the race. So having a qualifying gear is kind of like gone out the window the last 15, 20 years. Doing a lot of those special things that you used to for qualifying kind of got out the window. With the most being done when they were doing the qualifying sessions, which at some tracks was cool, at others was just stupid to me. So they just reverted back to what would be best simulated here as quick qualify, which is what I use, but it should be 2 laps for every track, not just the super speedways. They do give you 2 laps at the other tracks. At least all the qualifying I caught, I saw 2 laps, 1.5 miles, Bristol, etc. So here I am, and I remember this race because this is like my 3rd full Kentucky race in NASCAR Heat 4. One by wear, so normal wear, and full-length races with stages, you know. And it's Xfinity, but I'm like, I'm holding this lead, you know. I have a much better setup than I thought I would after adjusting. But if you look at the tire wear and the temps, you know, yeah, they're pretty good. I might complain, but I don't really have much to complain about with the performance I'm getting out of it. See, it's starting to pull up on me. Is that Cole Custer behind me? Yeah. It's starting to pull up on me. It's a couple of guys. But I expected that. I just expected them to be a lot closer, a lot sooner, and I didn't expect to hold the lead for, what am I pushing, 15 laps now? Jeez. So definitely got to revisit this setup and see exactly what I did here. And I think my big problem with the Cup is gearing. It's, you know, it's the engine. It's the difference in the engine. Let's see what I do here. I don't think I do much of anything. Oh, quarter pound. Just nothing. I think it's because I didn't want to upset the balance, even though I need to work on it. It's coming near the end of the race. I got a fast car. I want to keep that up. I remember this part of the race too. You're gonna see me tap some guys. When I raced these, I was doing 2 or 3 races a day, truck and Xfinity, with the occasional cup race. And this is probably like I should have been asleep already. So I make some mistakes and drive a little bit like you know, fill in your blank there. And I don't mean to, but it is AI, and I don't have any rivals, and you know, which is good. Don't get a rival. I lost the championship in NASCAR Heat 3 because I inadvertently made a rival. It was just, you know, accidental, but this rival system is much better, but you don't need one. See, I didn't mean to do that. I should have let out of the gas a little bit, but I didn't. Because I'm like, I might actually have a shot at this race with the car I have. So I went totally, excuse me, I went totally selfish there. It's like, it's okay, 8 wheels, corner better than 4, right? Yeah, you know, don't do that in real life. Somebody puts you in the wall, or the grandstands even. Yeah, so I'm really happy with this setup. I'm really happy that it's that good. It's probably not a dominating setup, but it's probably the step before that, which is what I got used to in NASCAR Heat 3. I struggle at Kentucky in NASCAR Heat 3 also, because the two ends of the track are so different. And, you know, it's like you gain in one spot and you lose in another, and it's really hard to get, you know, to get everything just so. But you got to race, and I tend to race. I don't tend to race when I'm just completely struggling. I tend to race the full race when I get something decent, you know, and the more tracks I get decent, the more racing I'm going to do. And that's fine, even if it's just the top 10. You know, if you're running in the top 10 all day, if you get lucky and circumstances allow, you can win that race. You don't have to have the fastest car. Speed is great. It's always awesome to have speed, but it is not a requirement to win. Some tracks it is, like a Kentucky, and why I didn't race is I didn't really have much speed. Like in the Cup Series right now, which bothers me. But again, encouraged by how well this is, because I find maybe not the gearing, but the overall setup translates very well from Xfinity to Cup, even from truck to Cup in certain circumstances, because I basically got my truck Iowa set up, you know, which is a little bit of Xfinity in there, and I'm doing really well with it. I don't run Iowa offline in the Cup Series, you know, but online you'll catch a lobby that is Iowa, because it's tough in Cup. You gotta change the gearing. You gotta really work on it. It's a separate setup.
All right, clear up. Inside.
Yeah, look at me. I'm passing everybody on the outside. See, if I did that, if I had to do that in the Cup race yesterday, I would have been in the wall. I would have just slid right up into the wall or spun out. And I don't understand why. That's one of the things I was talking about. I don't normally do. I hate that. I think on the next lap I get into Nemechek up ahead there. Yeah, and I found another difference in the AI between the 3 series. The main difference why it seems like there's less room on the track with Xfinity and Cup is the AI lines are a little bit further up off the inside line. See, I got into them there. I did not mean to do that.
Car high, careful. Caution's out, wave them off.
Yeah, caused the caution. Didn't want to cause a caution, but I didn't pit. That's confidence. If I pitted, you know, I just had no faith that I was going to get anywhere near a chance to win, but let's see what happens. Yeah, so Cup, I'm struggling at a lot of the tracks. Super Speedways, I'm fine. I got that figured out. Bristol, I was able to figure out what I need to do, which is good. Atlanta, pretty good. But Kentucky, yeah, to me, Kentucky is a lot like Atlanta with less bumps in a lot of ways. But this flat part throws you for a loop. Because you just don't realize how loose you have to be, but you can't just be loose. You can't just throw a right rear into it. You gotta be loose in a certain way, so it still grips, which is much harder to do. And I was so pissed when I did that. I'm like, oh, there I go. Now I lost the race. I'm not gonna be able to move forward, but I did. And I said, might have a shot at this. Because I'm tighter. This damage made me tighter than I should be. But on a longer run like this one is, I had gotten loose. So I guess even though it might have slowed me down overall, it helped my balance on a longer run. Top 4, less than 15 laps to go. Always encouraging. Up in second place. Look at this. So I'm showing a little tight, probably because I'm driving in a little deeper. See, I do that. I think you might have heard me mention that I like to overdrive the corners. You can set up, for that to a point.
All right, man. You're coming to the green. Almost ready now. The green flag is in the air.
So I didn't pit. All I'm thinking is I got 5 laps, so I get out in front. I probably can hold them off. And look at this, on worn tires, not old tires. This has only got 90%, 89% on the right-hand side. So that's like on 10-lap tires, and I'm like, I can go longer. So I really have a really good setup here that I could build off of. So it's a mystery to me why, like at Atlanta, I can put it in, and I ran a low gear, ran a high gear on the Cup car, and I'm still fast, won races. But at Kentucky, I'm out to lunch, no matter what I seem to do to it. It's just interesting. Something I got to figure out. So I think I got a decent enough lead. I pulled out far enough. They're going to have to catch me before they can pass me. With damage and all. Yeah, right side damage tends to stick in the airstream more, front and right side, so I try to avoid that. Rear damage can make you looser because it can take your spoiler, pull it out of the air, lower kind of thing than you want it to be. No damage, still the best. Yeah, nicely, very even tire wear on the right hand side. It's degree off, but that's pretty good.
I need 2 more throttle laps, bud. Keep it going.
Yep, see, 31.4. As I'm hauling the nail here, 31.4, and that's like the fastest lap I can get until late in the run in Cup. I did adjust a lot with air pressure and a little bit with wedge, and I got it better. And I did notice something. I took some air out early on and did not have long runs the whole race. There's always a caution every 10 laps or so. And that's not normal, but it happened. And when I got a long run late in the race, it started handling better. I fell back to like 16th, but then I started passing cars. And I'm like, oh, we'll just stay green. Let's go. And I got a caution. I came in and I pitted, and I did not bump the tire pressure up because it wasn't feeling well when I should have. But that's something I gotta figure, because I got higher tire pressures than I normally run on this setup on a fast track like this. And that might be one of the particular things you got to do at Kentucky that you don't have to worry about so much at other tracks. Still learning, you know, but no substitute for speed and a car or truck that'll make it a whole fuel run on tires. And that's what I do. I like get it to last, get it fast, and then everything else. Qualifying setup, tune it for particular things, because you know you want it 90% good before you start like fine-tuning it. So those are the big things. Some things like I've realized how important shocks can be. And shocks were always a mystery to me until about 5-6 years ago, when you started really having, you know, you can adjust the 4 shocks in different ways, and you realize, oh, okay, so that's a fine-tuning tool. If you're having a problem where you got speed, but say like you're always spinning out in, you're always loose in, tight off, tight in, loose off. That seems to be, just knock them out of the way like a pinball. You know, shocks can help tremendously with that. I definitely use shocks to tune my turn-ins, especially because I overdrive, and it helps a lot. It helps keep the car turning in when you're getting into the turn, like I like. You know? Because if you carry more speed in, and you can maintain the speed in until you get to that weight transfer point, you can do that. You can also mess with shocks where it takes longer for the weight to transfer, so you can carry more speed in. You know, but shocks, like, you got to tune for in the corner and out of the corner. You can tune a little bit for the middle of the corner, but it's really the rest of the setup I find that makes the most difference in NASCAR Heat 4 for the middle of the corner kind of thing. But you can help, and you can also have them working against you, so it's something to consider. And bumps, the bump shocks setting, do a hell of a lot more than you think they do. Not just for bumps. Boom, right into them. Come on, AI. Little things. Yep, that's where I got my damage. Look at me coming through here like I'm Dale Earnhardt at Talladega. Caution. And I pitted there. I believe I did that. Yeah, causing more cautions can help you adjust the car, but I don't recommend it. I try to stay as clean as possible. It's either your day or it's not. And sometimes it's your day up until the last lap, and then it's not. I had that happen at Talladega the other day. I had the best car, best strategy. I was leading, and I don't know. I guess I must have been tired. I just got a lane up, and I got freight trained back to 10th or 11th or something, and then I only was able to manage to get back to 6th. I couldn't get in either, so I had to do it on the outside. And I was like, oh, this is not going to work. So good race. Unexpected win. Those are always cool. Got 9 wins in this season. Damn. So we're most of the way through the season. Gotta keep working though. 31-1. I think that's good. It's faster than my cup car, so must be good. Noah led 78. See, I didn't lead most of this race because I was close but off on the balance early on. I didn't see if I wanted any stages or not. Yeah, so you can translate, you know, one setup to the other. Trucks and Xfinity are interchange, you know, more one-to-one, with just like fine-tuning differences mainly. Cup depends, but it's the engine in Cup that gets me. It's the gearing. It doesn't act like the other engines, even the 450 horsepower engines. It's different. And I haven't figured out exactly how and what I need to be doing. Some tracks, a higher gear makes it faster and accelerate better, when it really technically shouldn't. And
keep up the good work. You've really been turning a lot of heads here lately.
Yeah, well, 9 wins, I would hope so. And then at other tracks, you know, I put a lower gear in, and it just, you know, it just won't get the top speed. And it won't accelerate much, you know, better either, which is confusing. But that's the way they build those. I know they build those Cup engines to the nth degree. I can go into a lot of it, but I'm not because I'm running out of time here. But I'll get back into it in another race. Thank you all for watching. Click like and subscribe if you like it enough, and keep on rolling.